Are you planning on visiting Nashville but want to know where the best places are that you can eat in Nashville, Tennessee? My name is Andrew Lindsay and I show travelers how to travel better, live healthier, and improve their overall lifestyle. And this week I'm going to be going over some of the best restaurants in Nashville, Tennessee and my personal favorites. And if you enjoy this video, I put out a video like this every single week, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications bell so that way you never miss a video. Now let's jump right in to my favorite restaurant. My first favorite restaurant in Nashville is a Mexican restaurant called Habenero Grill. So this is actually my favorite Mexican restaurant I've ever been to in my entire life, and fortunately it's actually just down the street from my house. This is a little hole in the wall restaurant and it is awesome. It's super easy to pass by and not even notice it's there, but trust me, you are going to want to go check this out if you love Mexican food. Now personally, I judge every Mexican restaurant on the quality of their chips and salsa right out the gate, and the chips and salsa here are just top notch. The salsa is the best salsa I have ever had at any Mexican restaurant. The chips are good quality, and then after that, the food is just amazing. I mean, this is the kind of place that you would actually not mind taking your girlfriend on a date to. This isn't some little copy and paste Mexican restaurant that's super cheap. This is a quality, nice little hole in the wall Mexican restaurant with good quality food. They have actual black beans instead of refried beans. They've got long grain white rice as opposed to the yellow Mexican style rice. And then all the food is just top notch, high quality. And man, I honestly can't recommend it enough. If you're in Nashville, Tennessee, be sure to put Habanero Grill on your list of places to go eat. Number 2 on my list is Black Dynasty Secret Ramen House. Now, if you know anything about me, then you know that my personal favorite food is authentic Japanese ramen. Now, in my opinion, honestly, as much as it makes me sad, Nashville does not actually have that many good ramen restaurants, but this one is my personal favorite so far in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, admittedly, it is a little expensive. The way that they charge you, it works like pretty much every bowl is like a flat rate of $19. And then you can add additional stuff to it, but it incorporates a tip automatically. So pretty much without adding anything additional to it, you're gonna be spending no less than $25 on a bowl every time that you go. And if you decide you wanna add like extra meat, extra noodles, extra broth, anything like that, then you're gonna be spending well over $30 on a bowl of ramen. But it is definitely worth it. It is absolutely delicious. It is one of the best ramen restaurants I have ever been to. And they have this spicy ramen that I love. I think it's like spicy, I don't know if it's spicy pork, I forgot. It might be spicy chicken. It's been a minute. I actually haven't been there in a little bit, but it is an awesome ramen restaurant and it is actually kind of hard to find. It's tucked away. It doesn't have a sign that actually says like, you know, hey, it's over here. In fact, the sign is super small. You could easily miss it, but trust me, if you can find this place, it is an amazing ramen restaurant and you need to check it out while you're here in Nashville. Next on my list is a restaurant called Chada Thai. Now this is my personal favorite Thai restaurant that I have ever been to, and technically this isn't in Nashville, it's actually in Mount Juliet, but that's only about, 15-20 minutes east of Nashville, and this is easily my favorite Thai restaurant so far. It has some delicious bubble tea. It also has my favorite pineapple fried rice that I have ever had anywhere. I've actually tried pineapple fried rice at a few different Thai restaurants, and this one easily takes the cake. Not to mention, it's not that expensive for what you're getting. It's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive, and I highly recommend this, especially if you are hanging out a little bit more in the Hermitage, Mount Juliet area of Nashville. The 4th place on my list is Nomzilla. So Nomzilla is a restaurant in East Nashville, and if you are a sushi lover, this is the place for you. They have a wide variety of different sushi that you can pick from, and all of it is delicious. It is a little bit expensive, but my personal favorite thing on the menu is actually, you guessed it, some ramen. They have a ramen bowl. They actually only have 2 ramen bowls, but one of them is the spicy pork kimchi ramen, and this is my personal favorite bowl of ramen I've had at any ramen restaurant anywhere that I have ever been. What makes this ramen bowl so good is everything that they throw into the broth. The broth is delicious, all the ingredients are top quality, and they give you plenty to fill you up. One of my biggest issues with ramen a lot of the time is you spend a lot of money and you don't get a lot of food and you end up still being hungry, but here at Nomzilla, they put a lot of food into this ramen bowl. And on top of that, it's only about $14 for a bowl, which is way cheaper than Black Dynasty's Secret Ramen House. But the only downside about this ramen is they kind of skimp on the noodles. The noodles are actually kind of like those cheap 25-cent packs of ramen noodles. So the noodles are cheap, but everything in the bowl is amazing and delicious. I wish that they had better quality noodles, but the broth and everything that they throw in it is top notch. And of course, you know, if you love sushi, again, this place has some great sushi. In fact, they even have a hot chicken sushi roll, which is awesome. Number 5 on my list is Graze Nashville. This is another restaurant that can be found in East Nashville, and this is a vegan restaurant. Now, personally, I'm not vegan, but I love vegan food, and this is one of the best vegan restaurants I have ever been to. The vibes are great. The part of town it's in is nice. It's awesome. I mean, when you go into this place, it's actually pretty small, but it is delicious. And it's actually hard for me to pick what my favorite thing on the menu is because there are so many good things that I've had there. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably say their spicy chicken sandwich is my personal favorite. Not to mention they have some pretty solid desserts here too. So if you're vegan or you just love vegan food, be sure to check out Graze Nashville. Now, real quick, I wanted to mention my free resource, my Ultimate Budget Travel Guide. Now, I put this free resource together so that way you would have access to some of the best dream destinations in the world that you could afford on a budget, as well as all the resources for each one of these locations, so that way you could plan your entire trip just with this free resource, so that way you can save time on your planning, on your research, save money, and be able to do that all at your fingertips. And on top of that, this is an ever-growing free resource. So when you decide to get this free resource, I will update it in the future, and when I update it, I will send an email out letting you know that it has been updated and upgraded, so that way you can download the new version. So if you want to pick this up, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. Now let's move on to my next favorite restaurant in Nashville. Number 6 on my list is a restaurant called Thai Esane. Now, I don't know if this is a franchise that extends outside of Nashville or not. I know that we have 2 of them here, and the one that's actually in Nashville, because there's one in Brentwood, which is like a suburb of Nashville, but the one that's in Nashville is actually really easy to miss because it's on the corner of a roundabout in the bottom of an apartment complex. But this place is awesome. It's one of my favorite Thai restaurants, and pretty much everything that I've had at this restaurant is really good. Not to mention they are usually never really busy. I've never been in that restaurant where it's been super busy, and the vibes are good. It's super nice. The restaurant is super clean. I've never had a bad experience at this restaurant. And my personal favorite thing on the menu is something called sukiyaki, which, you guessed it, is kind of like ramen. It's got, you know, it's like a soup. It's got noodles in it, except the noodles here are clear noodles, which I forget what kind they are. I don't know if it's like, you know, some sort of like, it's not an egg noodle. I don't know, some kind of clear noodle. Maybe you know. If you do know, let me know in the comments what they're called. But they're probably healthier than your traditional wheat noodles or white noodles or whatever that you normally get at a ramen restaurant. But this is my personal favorite bowl. It's not as salty as most ramen, but it is my favorite thing to get at Thai Esane. I love it. It's delicious. And pretty much everything else on the menu that I've had is awesome too. They have an appetizer. They have the fresh rolls with the peanut sauce, which is super good there. Everything that I've had is delicious, and I highly recommend going to this spot. The parking is a little tricky though. They've got a parking garage that's under the apartment complex, and you just have to scan and then go up there and say, you know, that you parked in that little parking garage under them, and they will completely waive the fees, and that's how you can park and go to this restaurant. But I highly recommend it if you love Thai food. Number 7 on my list is a restaurant called Shokku Ramen. Again, another ramen restaurant, but Shokku Ramen is actually super cool. I love this place because they are actually open till 1 in the morning. So that way, if you have a late night ramen fix, you can go get it at Shokku Ramen. Not to mention, this place has got a super cool vibe. This is more on the west side of town, and they have all these like anime pictures and stuff in the restaurant. It's a super cool vibe, especially if you are into like Japanese art and Japanese anime and cartoons and stuff. You will absolutely love this restaurant. And my personal favorite thing on the menu is a bowl called the Oxtail Ramen Bowl. It's a little bit pricey, coming in at around $18, $19, but trust me, it is worth it. It is so good, and I really recommend this place if you are a huge fan of ramen. This actually comes in at probably my second favorite ramen restaurant in in Nashville, next to Black Dynasty Secret Ramen House. But I recommend this place if you need that late night ramen fix, because Black Dynasty Ramen House closes at 10 and this place closes at 1. So go check out Shokku Ramen. Number 8 on my list is a restaurant called Nectar's Urban Cantina. So this place is kind of like a Tex-Mex place, and it's technically in Donaldson, which is like just barely outside of East Nashville. But this place is one of my favorite restaurants, and fortunately it is not that far from my house. The whole vibe here is super cool. They have a lot of healthy food. They have all sorts of stuff like smoothie bowls, they've got burrito bowls, they've got all sorts of like healthy drinks and healthy snacks, which is really cool for me because I'm huge into fitness, I'm huge into health, and so eating stuff that's good for me is always at the top of my list. You know, you may not believe that because I talk about eating ramen all the time, but I don't actually eat it all the time as much as I love it. But Nectar's Urban Cantina is easily one of my favorite restaurants, not to mention they even have the option to sit inside or outside, and outside sometimes they have live music playing, and this place feels like it's straight out of East Nashville even though it is in Donaldson. It's just got those cool, laid back, chill vibes, just an awesome place to eat and enjoy some delicious Tex-Mex and some healthy foods. They also have some stuff that's not all healthy, you know, if that's not really your thing. And then they also have like these almond butter balls, which are delicious. They're like these, they're kind of expensive, but they're these little doughy, doughy cookies made out of almond butter, and they are amazing. So be sure to check this place out if you love Tex-Mex. Number 9 is a restaurant called Bubbakoos Burritos. Now, again, kind of like Chada Thai, this place is in Mount Juliet. It's not technically in Nashville, but this place, imagine Buffalo Wild Wings and Chipotle had a baby, and what came out was Bubbakoos Burritos, and then you make it even more American. This place is super cool. You go in just like Chipotle and you can kind of pick what you want, what kind of meat, what kind of rice, all that stuff, but they have General Tso's chicken tacos on the menu. I mean, come on. They have mango habanero sauce that you can put on these burritos. It's just, what's more American than taking General Tso's, sauce and then burritos and then just mixing it together and making a delicious, Mexican, Chinese inspired food and then calling it like a burrito at Bubbakoos Burritos. It's amazing. And if you want quesadillas, burritos, nachos, anything like that, this place is awesome. And of course, if you want to eat a little healthier, you can, get your standard rice, vegetables, lean meat, and have that, which is usually what I do, but this place is awesome, and I highly recommend, if you are in the mood for a burrito, checking this out in Mount Juliet. Number 10 on my list is a place called House of Kabobs. Now, House of Kabobs is a Persian style restaurant, and this place is just fantastic. The vibes are incredible. You walk in, it's a super nice restaurant, and the food is delicious. But beware, if you go at nighttime, this place is usually slammed. In fact, I've seen it where there was absolutely no parking in their parking lot and people just waiting forever. So if you're gonna go, I highly recommend maybe going during the weekday, not like a Friday or a Saturday night, or maybe go in the morning. Now, me and my girlfriend actually went in the morning. I took her on a date here and the food was incredible. The whole vibe was super nice. Fortunately, it wasn't busy because they had actually just opened. I think we were one of the first 3 people in there, and it was just awesome. I mean, I love this restaurant. The vibe is cool, and it's just different from anything else I've ever had. On this list, I've recommended, a couple Thai restaurants. I've recommended one Mexican restaurant and a Tex-Mex restaurant, but I have not recommended Persian style food, and I don't think I've ever really had Persian style food anywhere else other than here. So I highly recommend going to House of Kabobs. This is just south of downtown, so be sure to check this place out if you want something unique, delicious, not too expensive, but also classy at the same time. So those are my 10 favorite restaurants in Nashville. Obviously, there are way more restaurants in Nashville than just 10 amazing ones. In fact, I need to expand my palette a little bit more and try some new ones. And maybe I'll make another video like this with my 10 more additional favorite restaurants in Nashville, Tennessee. And real quick, before this video comes to an end, I wanted to bring your attention back to my free resource, the Ultimate Budget Travel Guide. I created this free resource so that way you would have access to some of the most beautiful dream destinations in the world that you could afford on a budget, as well as all the resources that you need for each one of those locations to plan your entire trip and know exactly what you're gonna do when you get there. And that way you can save time, save money, have to do way less research, and have all of this at your fingertips so you can start making memories ASAP. And of course, this is an ever-growing resource that I'm going to add to and build upon over time. So if you choose to pick it up, I will continue to upgrade it and send out an email letting you know that I have updated it and provide you a link to download the updated version as it continues to grow and expand. And if you want to pick this up, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like on the video. That helps me out a lot. And be sure to drop a comment letting me know which one of these restaurants is your favorite if you've ever been to any one of these, and let me know which restaurants I may have missed and which ones are your favorite, so maybe I can check them out myself and make a video on those restaurants in the future. And of course, be sure to share this video with someone that you know who is coming to Nashville, so that way you can help them out so they know where they can eat when they get here. That helps me out a lot and that'll help them out a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.